What's up, guys? Welcome back. There is still one more new comic book day to get through this year, and so I wanted to give you just, this is the shortest list I think I've had in a long time, but I think it's important that everybody knows what's coming out because, even through the holidays, we need to support our local shops and the industry that we love so much. But before I get into it, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, connect, follow, whatever you do, make sure you do it. So, the list I have here, I don't know how concrete this is. This will be New Comic Book Day, December the 30th. So, we're talking New Year's Eve. I don't know what every shop is doing as far as their holiday schedule. I know a lot of people are kind of checking out on going out and about because with the holidays, everybody's with their family and everything. So I don't know what anybody's plans are to pick up. I honestly don't know if I'll even make it out to pick these up, but I do want to talk about what is coming out because there are three books here, and two of them are very important to me. So let me get into that. The first book that I want to bring up this time is Kaiju Score number 2. Now, I heard some mixed reviews here and there about how other people felt about the first book, so take it as you will. What I really enjoyed about that book is the fact that it set up this world that is kind of interesting, and I think it might be more interesting to people that live where there's like regularly scheduled natural disasters. For instance, here in Houston, we have a lot of hurricanes, and we have hurricane season. So there's a certain time of the year from like July to November where you're basically waiting around to hear when you need to evacuate. I know this whole Gulf Coast area and Florida as well, which is where Kaiju Score is set. And they live in this world where the kaiju come ashore and they can kind of predict, just like hurricanes or anything like that. They've learned to kind of predict this based on like migration patterns and stuff. And so I guess the hook of this book is that you have a heist team that was put together, and their plan is to make a heist while there is a kaiju coming ashore. So like everybody would be evacuating or whatever else. So they have like all these, like, the world's really cool because they set up like these weather style alerts like hurricane, and I'm sure if you live in California, the wildfire situation is probably similar. You have wildfire season, and so you're kind of just like checking the news every day to see how bad the air is going to be. So this is kind of the same thing. And the team they've set up in this first issue, though, I thought was really cool because it kind of, I wouldn't say it like flips the heist model on its head, but what it does is it takes characters that are actually really bad at heists. They have one character who just has the worst luck in the world, and it seems to follow him around. In that book, we saw him go to a dog track where the dog that was most likely to win and the person he was talking to was gambling on suddenly broke its leg for no good reason other than this guy's bad luck was following him. You're introduced to another character who has like these big ideas. He really like kind of leads like heist teams and stuff. But the problem there is he doesn't really plan very well, so things tend to go wrong. Like, he's trying to create the biggest, coolest heist you could imagine, except for he has no sense of planning, so everything always goes wrong in his heists. And there's more to the team and everything, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. Some people I saw say they didn't get hooked on the characters or whatever, or the story, or this or that. I thought the world's cool. I want to see more of that. I want to see how these characters interact, and I want to see how this heist plays out, because this is the worst possible team to try to do this, but they're going to. So, I don't know if in issue 2 we're going to get into the actual heisting yet, but seeing this team be built and everything was a lot of fun in the first one, and I want to see where it goes from there. The other two books on my list are pretty important to me if you've been watching for very long. I'm always talking about Usagi Yojimbo, and Stan Sakai has 2 Usagi books coming out this week, so I'm pretty excited for that. The first one is Usagi Yojimbo Wanderer's Road number 2, And this is kind of a replacement series for the Color Classics that they were doing. Again, they're kind of basically repackaging and reselling some of the old Usagi tales, and that's fine by me. I think it's great. I really enjoy them. I love the release schedule they've been following because it doesn't necessarily like pertain 100% to the current issue of the new stuff, the new Usagi run, but usually there's something in there that is kind of in the same vein. You know, sometimes we'll meet a character like the first story that he appeared in. We'll meet that character, and then he'll also be in the story that week for, or that month for the regular Usagi series. Sometimes it's just like the overall storytelling is very similar to what's coming out. But I think it's great because as somebody who's basically new to Usagi, it's great to be able to kind of like get the original stories and find out where a lot of this is coming from, and it gives me basically 2 Usagi books every month, so I'm getting plenty of Usagi, but I'm also getting history. And so I really like that. I really enjoy it. I don't necessarily, I guess the reason they changed from the Color Classics might be just because it's a new #1, so people are more likely to pick it up. But either way, I really enjoy like all the classic storytelling that they're doing there and the classic tales. So the other book coming out is IDW's run of Usagi Yojimbo. That's it's a new modern Usagi, but in no way is it there's no pretense to it. Like it just starts and it doesn't talk about how this is like the 3rd or 4th volume of Usagi. It doesn't talk about like what it's gonna do different. Like it just is. That's what I really like about the Usagi stories. I'm a big fan of like adventure and wanderer comics and stories. So that's probably part of why I like Usagi so much. But I also just like the classic style storytelling, and Stan Sakai has like mastered that. I would not look for Stan Sakai to do something like a Marvel crossover. Like that's not really his wheelhouse. But when you talk about like classic, traditional, just like down to earth storytelling, he's a master of it, and I love every issue. Sometimes things have to build up, and so they're not like super compelling on like issue 1, but whenever you get to like the 3rd part of a story, like it pays off so well. Like he layers everything. Just I don't know, reading an Usagi story is like peeling an onion, if that makes any sense. So I'm excited for Usagi #16. That's going to be out this week. And then, like I said, Wanderer's Road #2 is going to be out as well. So we're going to get a classic story out of that. And then Kaiju Score from Aftershock Comics #2. I'm waiting to see where this series goes exactly, but I'm in for the ride. It's also worth mentioning Aftershock has been doing some really good stories and some really good books this year that I feel like have been flying under people's radars. So that's the other thing. Like I'm starting to feel that boom and image pull from Aftershock, where a new Aftershock #1, I'm at least going to try it out, because it's probably going to be great. So that's all that's really coming out this week. I'm excited for them all. I'm probably definitely going to read them. I'm going to try to go to my shop and actually pick up the books this week as well. But we'll see how it plays out with the holidays. Other than that, let me know. What are you doing for New Year's? I got in this interesting discussion the other day about New Year traditions. My family is kind of like the American tradition of like you eat black eyed peas and cabbage and ham so that you'll have a good year, and like that's 3 things I don't like, and I like most foods, so those 3 rank pretty high. I've never eaten that garbage. I hate it. It tastes disgusting. So I've never done that tradition. However, I was recently told that there's a Mexican tradition of eating 12 grapes before midnight, so you'll have good luck for the new year. I might can do that one. So tell me, what are the traditions for New Year's that everybody does? What does your family do? What kind of traditions do you know of? What is something that involves some food that I actually eat? Because I could use some good luck. So let me know in the comments. Like, follow, subscribe, and do all the YouTube and social media things. And let me know what you guys are going to do for the new year. Until 2021, keep flipping pages.